No place like the Crucible when it's down to one table.
It's John Higgins who wins the 2007 World Championship. Fantastic.
That's the best I think I've ever played in my life now. To do it actually under that sort of pressure, it was amazing.
For the third time, as the crowd give him the standing ovation, John Higgins is the Betfred.com World Champion.
It's amazing to obviously won the first one in '98 and then it took so long to win another one, and then a couple of years after winning the second one to come and win it again. It's brilliant. Yeah.
Is he taking the double? He is. He's taken the double.
That was absolutely fantastic. He takes his fourth world title.
Hello and welcome along to the 2019 Betfred World Snooker Championship. Here on Snooker Extra, we have the first round encounter between four-times winner John Higgins and Mark Davis. Our commentary duo for this one are Alan McManus and John Virgo.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame. John Higgins to break.
John Higgins, 4 times champion of the world, gets this first round match underway against, as he was introduced, Mark Davis, the oldest player in the tournament this year. But what a record he's got, Alan, against John Higgins. Of their 12 meetings, he's leading 7-5. Not many can boast that against the great man.
No, very few. It's worth mentioning, isn't it, at the top here. And you can bet that John Higgins will know about it. There are, you know, all the top players have got someone who they have struggled against down the years, and Mark Davis has been John's nemesis. So you say 7-5, he leads in the head-to-head. And he beat John a few years ago on this very table, actually, at the Crucible. So it'll be very interesting early doors.
Yeah, you look at the ranking of the two players. John Higgins comes in here at number 5. And Mark Davis ranked 38. So you would think there's a big discrepancy there. But there's certain people you like playing. Maybe a tempter here for John. Got this red to the right middle, just rolled it in and beyond the black. You wouldn't think he'd leave anything easy should he miss it. So close, but you just catch that near knuckle and they're not going to drop. That was a bit of a misjudgment. Obviously, he thought the red would pass the blue.
Yeah, Mark's opponent, John Higgins, obviously holds a few records at the Crucible, and Mark Davis actually is providing one of his own this morning. He becomes, for the 10th time he's qualified for the Crucible. That's a record. He shared it with a couple of players on 9 as a qualifier, as I say.
Whoa. Eight.
Yeah, this is the easier pot, the red to the right middle, but not guaranteed position. It's a more difficult pot, but he should be able to control the cue ball better. Right in the heart of the pocket.
Yeah, this is what we'll get from Mark Davis, isn't it? He's neat and tidy, very efficient. Nothing flashy. You know, no fancy cue action, nothing like that. Just very good in all departments.
12.
The man from Hastings, as Rob Walker said, the battler, and he is that for sure. Got to the final of the English Open pre-Christmas, and down there in Crawley, lost 9-7 to Stuart Bingham in the end in the final. So it was been a bit of a landmark season. He also won the World 6 Red Championship on 3 occasions out in Asia. Oh, that's a gorgeous shot. A really nice shot to play early on. Nice and positive.
20.
Yeah, that was full of conviction. Landed on this red to the left corner. I'm not certain about the path for the cue ball. He's just got to be a little bit careful here.
21.
Yeah, well, I say no. Has he run far enough? Is he on the pink? If he's not, then he's got a testy green here. No, not on the pink.
Yeah, this type of shot in the green, if you're going to stun it in, you'd fancy him getting it. If he tops it through, it becomes more difficult. See what he does with the cue ball. Yeah, he's digging down just a bit. Will he top it through? He has. Ah, well played again. Yeah, he looks good. Good signs.
24.
Yeah, the one thing that he has in his armoury He's a very good potter. Now, I know you'll say, well, all snooker players are good potters, but he's an exceptional potter. Maybe doesn't have the cue ball on a string like the very top players. And maybe that's why he had such a good record in the 6 reds, because once you break off with 6 reds, there's not a lot goes safe. And if you can pot the first ball, then your favourite to take the frame.
Yeah, very much so, JV. I think he is. He's one of those. He likes to have control of the table. He knows his way around. He probably outside the top 16. He's probably in my top half dozen players. He never seems to play the wrong shot, Mark Davis. And you know that as is his opponent, you know that that's what you're going to be faced with. You know he's going to have you in trouble. He's going to trap you, create no end of problems. And when he gets in, as I say, he's super efficient usually. See, even that shot, there's plenty of value in it. Any sort of kiss, and he's bound to be on one and cleared the pink spot. Clever little shots like that.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on he nearly got his maiden ranking event winning the English Open. I mean, in all honesty, he should have won it.
28.
In the final, I remember he feathered the cue ball, didn't he, when he was on a straightforward black, which would have taken him a frame in front against Stuart Bingham. Anyway, he's come out, all guns blazing, and looking very good.
34.
Yeah, just a little straight in this red. Can't pinch the pockets. We've got to time this nicely. Back for black.
34.
Oh, once again, beautiful. Lovely control. Yeah, that pink being off its spot just helps him. See, he's been low in this red now, top side of the pink. Get the pink back in its spot, but as ever,
42.
It's a must that he gets top side of it. The brown also helps. You know, you just overcook this a tad, you've got the brown in the middle as well.
$43.
Yeah, just didn't get enough pace in the cue ball. He's having a look at this red. Can he just drop it into the right middle? It might look possible, but it's quite a tight angle. He's played for it though. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball.
Yeah, as you say, John, these may look quite straightforward on our screens, but there's not a lot to aim at. Only good thing about the shot, obviously, going to be on the yellow or the brown, probably. Yeah, well played.
50.
Gave the pocket every chance. And as I say, he just plays every shot the way you would want to play it. Plays it on its merits, gives it every chance. The middle pocket accepting it now. One good positional shot. Will be set fair in this opening frame to put it away in one visit. Once again, there's value in the cannon. Oh, he got very deep, didn't he? Oh. Yeah, played the cannon, so it should be end of break.
52.
No future in even dropping the red in, so it'll be just nestle the red onto the side cushion. Well, perhaps he is trying to drop it in and push a colour safe. I think that's his plan. Oh, yeah, well
53.
played. Yeah, greens are possible. Half ball in behind the blue. Eyeing up the brown, I don't know. Looks very positive, taking this on. Oh, that's a super shot. Needs a bit of luck with the cannon.
57.
Well, he's taken on a few difficult ones. Don't think he'll be going for this, will he? Could play the double, I suppose. Feel the only red he could leave is the one he's playing. Because if it goes in, be a frame winner. But just a bit high.
Mark Davis.
But a very good contribution there from Mark Davis. He's back to his seat, 57 points to lead, but still 67 remaining.
The ideal start then for Mark Davis. John Higgins did not score a point in that opening frame, so just looking to settle. Half chance here. You always think anything but thick. You don't mind missing this as long as you miss it on the thin side. Oh yeah, struggled in, but that'll do nicely. John feel a whole lot better, you knock a nice early long red in. It's one of those nice chances. Half a dozen reds in the open. Black on to both corners.
3. Thanks, John.
Could have played for the black there, but decided to play for the pink. I'm not certain if the pink spot's going to be available.
Just give me a second, please.
The fact that we've just heard the referee saying, can you give me a second, means that it isn't. So that's the reason he played for the pink. There's 2 reds just on the top of the cluster that will go to the right corner, and that pink just being put in line with the middle of the top cushion as close as possible without touching the reds.
Thank you.
That doesn't interfere with any other pots that he might have eyes on.
11.
So as you say, Alan, good chance.
$18. $19. $26. $27.
There's our referee this morning making his debut at the Crucible, Rob Spencer, and not before time. I think he's one of the very best referees we have in the game at present. I've thought that for a few years.
32.
One of those authoritative, easier for me to say, voices. You know, he's very good. Seems to be in charge out there. Meanwhile, John then getting high on the blue. It's a nice target, this, isn't it? Just that apex red, a little buffer zone, the one to the right of it, just to hold the cue ball. So it'll be going in now with some pace. Played it lovely. And that's just about, well, just about perfect, actually. Not full pace, was it? But he knew he had that little buffer zone, the other red.
Yeah, it was one of those situations. You could have finished up on nothing, but as you say, in the end, it worked out perfectly. He'd have been unlucky if it hadn't, of course. It's always remarkable when you look at John Higgins, and we saw the defending champion Mark Williams and Ronnie O'Sullivan, 46. You know, that class of 92, and they're still there, and they're still at the top of the game. It's remarkable, really.
47.
Yeah, class. There's no substitute, is there? And just that a little point on that going into the pack there. It's sort of, for these players, not so much they're superstitious about it, but when they, you know, get in the club in the morning or play a match, or the first couple of times you go into the Reds, when you land, as John has done in this occasion, gives you that nice little feeling. 54. You think, oh, this could be a good day. You know, some days you go into the pack 10 in a row and you land on nothing. So John then getting 55. Close to the point of winning the frame. Just low in this pink, just a little brush cannon on the Reds. Just caress them into open play. Beautiful.
Yes, it doesn't take much to lose a frame, and that's the way it's looking now, because just this red and the black, and it'll be snookers required.
Thanks, John. 61.
Yeah, you break off, you leave a half ball pot, in it goes, and then you sit down the rest. It's a tough school.
62. Thank you.
And this black now to go 69 points in front with just 67 remaining.
$69. 70.
So, just remains to be seen whether John can go on and make the century. He's made 138 century breaks at the Crucible, John Higgins. He's second on the all-time list.
77.
There's a lot of really good players who haven't made 138 in their careers.
Cheers, thanks. 78. 85. 86. 92.
So red. And he'll play for the black to make certain of the ton.
93.
John Higgins masterclass this has been. Superb.
Yeah, vintage wizardry from the wizard. He's off and running in his 2019 campaign. See if he can make the TC, the total clearance. Oh, not quite. But what a way to get yourself back in level terms. A sparkling vintage century from John. And we're all square. It's one frame apiece.
Frame 3 underway. And that looks like a good break off. Well, there's one red that Mark Davis can clearly get to. Would he be tempted with the pot? No, just played the containing safety.
Well, just eyeing up this thin cutback. He'd hope to avoid the cannon. I don't know if he can avoid the cannon on the red above it, the one on the left there. Yes, he couldn't avoid that, and he's a consequence. Sometimes that just puts you off the actual pot itself. Those shots, for some reason, tend to be easier when the cue ball's running into open play and you've got some idea where it's going to finish.
Made the pot easy by not playing the screw back. Just spun through a little bit and he's found the gap for the black. Doesn't have to do anything here, just drop the black in, be automatically on the red. A couple of reds after this one that are available, so he doesn't have to be going into the cluster just yet.
Nine.
Yeah, just the fact that the blue's off its spot, he might play low in this next red and try and bring other reds into play. Yes, he's trying to stun low in it, but he's not managed that. He's finished straight, so 2 more chances.
60.
Going into the bunch of reds.
70.
Not this time, so he's looking for a nice angle off the next red.
Yeah, and because the blue's not on its spot, he hasn't got that as an option to go up for the blue. He desperately needs a good angle on the black now.
24.
And, well, could have done with more of an angle than that. He may just be able to force the cue ball up to the reds, but when you're having to force it like this, you've not got the pace in the cue ball that you would like.
Yeah, I think he might, looking at that, he might be topping this through on and off the cushion. Deciding to, yeah, I think you're right, John. It just looks a bit straight, doesn't it, to go direct.
Yeah, we see players play this. Basically, you can play a deep screw, but you have to delay it so it arcs into the reds. And, well, let's see if he can do it. Well, he's not one red out. Is he going to be on it?
32.
Unlucky.
Mark Davis, 32. Touching ball.
tried to play get that red in the open that's near the side cush, but he can't. He's trying to tempt Mark Davis into playing it. Of course, with that 32-point deficit that John's got, I don't think Mark's going to fall into that trap. I wouldn't think so anyway.
Important there that he got the cue ball close to the baulk cushion. If he didn't, then it'd be an easy safety for Mark, playing that red on the right hand side of the table, but he can't now. Is he eyeing the pot up here? Oh, what a cracker. Absolute beauty, and that's what he's capable of. Such a solid pot this was. Shot of this match so far. Just caught the wrong red.
8.
Just caught the red too full, and that's why the cue ball stayed in the middle of the table and didn't sort of separate from the reds. So that good red is only going to get him 8 points. The red above the black, he should have missed that. If he could have just missed that and hit the side of them, I'm sure he'd have been on something easier. Well, something. He's on nothing as it stands.
Mark Davis, 8.
Well, would you believe it? No emotion from Mark Davis, but that would have been like a punch to the solar plexus, that would. And he's landed perfectly on the colour. Yellow, brown, or blue.
Yeah, he cued that sweetly. If the red was fortunate,
3.
that was far from it. That was a beautiful piece of cueing, that yellow. Lots of work to do here, but just the man for the job in terms of picking the right shot.
4.
Somehow get down amongst the reds, playing as always for a choice. Couple of reds available. There's a nice angle to play the cannon. It's a nice cannon because the cue ball you would expect would hold around that pink spot area. So there's value in this. Yeah, clever shot. Deserves to be on one, and not too bad.
9.
Yeah, just about on this. A little bit of work to do with the cue ball, but you wouldn't think it caused John a problem.
Ten.
Well, is he on the black? Obviously he is. Getting down quickly. Just the red near the right hand side cushion looks to be the only problem in that fluke, making this a frame winning contribution.
Some of the little signs you always look for when John Higgins is playing is, always look at his delivery when he goes to strike, how smooth it is. You know, that's his kind of trademark.
26.
Yeah, he just hampered there, wasn't he? Let go of the cue ball, so this black's pretty nasty. Still 14 behind. That red suits Mark Davis if he was to get a chance. Now these are scary. Oh, right in the heart of the pocket. I think the red will go. The red's on. Cut back to corner. What a piece of cueing. Talking about smoothness, that was a great example right there. It wasn't panicky, just punched through it, but it wasn't over-hitting, was it? Played it with control, and this will need control too. He's going to hold for blue or bolt colour. Oh, beautiful again. Look at the control. Played 2 or 3 little cannons like this morning already. Is he going to play one here, just to the left half of the pink, as we see it, just a little soft one. Oh, this time it's gone wrong.
Yeah, to be fair, it wasn't something you could envisage, but as you say, he just needed to flick the pink and then cannon into the reds. He missed the pink, and that's why it's gone a little bit awkward. He may be tempted by a double, or he could play the pot. He's, of the top players, he's one of the best doublers in the game, but I think he's just playing a direct pot to the middle. Tricky. Tricky.
John Higgins,
We may be saying that these corner pockets look a little bit generous, but I'll tell you what, the middle pockets aren't. And it causes downfall. Okay, he's got within 1 point of Mark Davis in this frame. But Mark Davis can cut this red to the middle.
One.
To win this frame at this visit, that red near the right-hand cushion we were saying was going to be a problem for John Higgins. That's now going to be a problem for Mark Davis. Didn't play the best positional shot there, but he's played a nice positional shot on that occasion. But 2 awkward reds to come after this one.
Four.
He played for the black, but he didn't stun far enough across. I don't know whether he's got the angle on the pink to stun across that red near the right-hand side. Well, if he's playing the black, he's going to play a cannon on the red near the top cushion and try and develop it. He's got the black. Oh, it just went to the near jaw. Looked in. Fraction. Stayed out.
Yeah, and look at the angle he's left on this red now. John just trying to promote the other one off this. The danger slipping round the back of it. Oh, he's just pushed it too firmly. Still has a decent angle on the blue. Possibly play to promote the red for the second time. Yeah, John, as JV said, he probably is the best in the game at playing a double. He's kind of contemplating leaving it, but the red being virtually touching the cushion, I don't think the double's on. So he's trying to promote it. Well, my mistake. He has played for the double. Just the fact that the green is where it is. He wants to play it as a shot to nothing. Well, it'd be a shot to something, wouldn't it? As I say, he's looking at trying to get on the green. Just whether he can avoid the double kiss when playing it. Big shot this coming up. The black helps him too. He can't leave the red to that corner, obviously.
Higgins 6.
Well, close, but he's got second prize. It's early in the match, but this is a big frame now, because both players, whoever loses it, will think they should have won it. So it will hurt. Both had good chances.
Foul.
Well, that was a bit careless, but I know what he's trying to do. He doesn't want to hit it half ball on the left-hand side as we look. Could he be knocking it onto the right corner? He was just trying to just nudge it to the cushion, knowing that the black blocks the pocket.
Sign a bit this way. This way,
Yeah, you mentioned that English Open final, JV, and the foul that when he feathered the cue ball, he actually called it on himself. Tells you all you need to know about Mark Davis, one of the gentlemen of our sport. He'll never steal anything on the cue ball. Played it nicely. Good shot. Just wonder if John's going to be interested in the double to corner this time. Don't know whether he can play it. He's looking at the green, so he might well be tempted. There's some value in playing it.
It's close. It's there.
Well,
as I say, of all the top players playing the game today, no one for me better than John Higgins at a double. He's just about on this green. You can play it with a little bit of confidence, knowing that if it did stay in the jaws, the yellow wouldn't go past it. But obviously he wants the green in the pocket. Oh, but he's under it. Well, he's just about got there. He's going to play a delicate little positional shot here. I mean, if you're on the practice table, you play this with right-hand side, a little bit of screw just to check it, but it's a delicate shot, this. Played it well.
6.
So, looks for all money now that John Higgins is going to win this third frame. It could have gone either way.
No.
Brown puts him 18 points in front, 18 remaining. So he still needs the blue. Close to the cushion, but as I say, just needing the blue, just rolled it in. No heroics. And in goes the pink, so it's John Higgins who takes the third frame. It could have gone either way. Mark Davis had his chances. He'll look back to the fluke that got John Higgins right back in it. But the scoreline reads, John Higgins 2, Mark Davis 1. John Higgins gets frame 5 underway. 5 more frames to be played in this first session. This first round match, of course, best of 19, first to 10. Knocking a red towards the right corner, but I'm not certain John can get past the green to play the pot. There you see he can't, so just coming around with 2 cushions just to nestle in behind it. Caught it on the way up, but no damage done.
One.
Well, he knew he was hitting one ball into the other, but going in the pocket was a bonus. He got a good safety shot. Now a delicate little trickle up to the brown.
John Higgins 1.
Very difficult, those shots, to get tight to the brown, which is what he would have liked to have done. These super fine cloths. Just got to hit the ball and it'll run on a couple of inches. But it looks like he's got the snooker.
Yeah, he's been thinking about this two-cushion escape. I think this is the shot here. There's about 3 or 4 reds he could hit. Yeah, good shot. Yeah, that was probably what he was worried about, was catching the blue off the reds. He would have been aware that this red would be on for John, so his long game's not been absolutely on point this morning. Let's see how he handles this one.
One.
Yeah, better, but lost the cue ball, just potted it on the thin side of the pocket. As a consequence, he got, you see, just watch the red, it went in off that top knuckle, didn't it? Top half of the pocket. Well, he added about an extra 18 inches, couple of feet, pacing the cue ball. Pink's not all that appetising, so
Blue ball.
tester of a just off straight blue.
Good pot, and a confident one.
6.
But it's not getting any easier.
Seven.
Yeah, clever shot there, played for the blue, but the little cannon, don't know if he can quite reach the black. Not the tallest player in the world, John. Yeah, so blue round the houses. Playing for the reds on the black cushion. Needs this to slow up. And he's on it. Just depends how straight he is. It looks
12.
pretty straight. Might be able to just squeeze the cue ball out a fraction. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's poker straight, this red.
Yeah, you think to get position on the black, you'd want to play the red that's closest to the top cushion. But this is tough. And he's got to play a little stun to avoid the kiss on the second red. No, that was asking a lot.
John Higgins 12.
Yeah, there you see, he actually struck it nicely, but at that pace, you've got to be so accurate. Yeah. It was only 4 pots that break, with 3 cracking shots. But you have to keep going to the well, eventually it will run dry. You can't keep leaving those difficult shots, eventually you are going to miss something. black ball there, and that's causing the problem. It's just right in his wheelhouse in terms of getting a return to baulk. I think he's playing this half ball, just trying to arc the cue ball over the top of the black. Yeah. He's playing the containing shot, yeah, sensibly. Shot to nothing then. Red on the pink spot. Yeah, played it with check. Good shot. As long as he got close to the pot there, he was bound to avoid the black, and good cue ball. Just return the compliment here. Give Mark Davis a similar situation. Not a thin one, this. This will be just less than half ball, side cushion, black cushion. Very good.
He's got a straightforward return to baulk. So playing this red, is he playing the pot? No. Played a good safety. Just looking to come off the side cushion and nestle into that cluster below the pink. Well, he played to hit one of these reds near the top cushion. He's got it safe, that's all he could do.
Yeah, John now just trying to find the baulk cushion and behind the yellow, block off this left, down this left wing. He's got that, he's got the good line, so once again no return.
Now, can he see any of these? He can't see anything on that side. We'll swing round a bit more. Maybe just can see the edge of a red, but that doesn't help. So he's going to try and drop on these reds near the top cushion. He's got to be careful here. Well, he's made a pretty good job of it, but he has left a red to the right middle. Whether it'll tempt John Higgins or not is another matter, because as we've seen, these middle pockets are playing quite difficult, so I'm not even looking at the red to the right middle, just a safety.
just a sliver of red paint sticking out here from Mark Davis. Has to be thin with the contact. Oh, that's excellent. Not quite in behind yellow. But did well to get it in the baulk cushion, but shot to nothing possibly for John. It's whether he can avoid the black.
Yeah, that pot was made much more difficult because, as Alan said, he couldn't afford to kiss the black. So concentrated on missing the black, missed the pot, and he's left half a chance here for Mark. I'll be surprised if he doesn't take it on. Could run round off 2 cushions for the black in the same pocket, or stun it in. Just overhit that. Overhit it. Bit of a jab.
Yeah, it was awkward bridging though, wasn't it? That was the thing, the difficulty in that. You see it again here. You see his bridge hand. He's not got it spread. It wasn't solid. Always makes it more awkward.
One.
Yeah, John's heart would have skipped a beat there. He was worried about pushing the black safe. He just got the lightest of touches on the edge of it, and he's still got a nice angle on it. So one good positional shot, pink in the open, plenty reds on.
Eight. Nine.
Just about okay. Just can get to the middle of the cue ball, it appears.
69.
And the red immediately above the black is obviously available to the right corner. Good chance this.
15. 16. Yeah, sure, John. $23.
Lead goes to 36. I'm still looking for 4 more reds. Maybe 5 if he doesn't get high value colours.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And he may just be forced to play for the red along this black cushion. Key shot then coming up. A little bit of pressure on it.
31.
And the good thing about it is he's automatically going to be on the black. So a big shot this. This can be tricky at pace.
32.
Little cannon then, the half ball red, the one nearest the pink. As long as he gets a piece of it, but don't play it with a lot of pace and slip past the pink. Yeah, he got the little cannon on the pink, that's perfect. See, there's the danger there, you catch it thicker, you drift past the pink, but he's taking these nicely. 52 in front.
40.
And he just always looks nice when he's in close, doesn't he, John Higgins? You never seem to see him panic or sort of queuing badly. He always looks comfortable down this end. As I say, his long game sometimes isn't up there with a few of the other top players. Well, the difference 60 ahead then. Always looks 47. Like he, no matter how well or how badly he's playing or queuing, he can always score.
48.
So just this black to get to snooker's required. Yeah, took them well. Mark Davis took on that difficult red. As 55. Alan said, he was just hampered slightly by the green. But John Higgins has taken these really nicely.
56.
Already made a century break in this match. Might not be making one here though.
61.
This is tough. So it didn't go in. Glance at the scoreboard from Mark Davis, notes his concession. So John Higgins goes one frame ahead again. He leads 3-2.
Mark Davis to break.
Come around to look at the red below the black to see if he can leave it. There's one to left middle as well, so the containing safety is not certain. Yeah, it's the containing safety then. But there is a red just at the apex of the bunch that will go to middle. Again, you see, this is what the great players do. He's almost tempting Mark Davis into playing this. He knew he would have been leaving it. One of those little traps. He's set. Will Mark take the bait? Not this time.
Looks a pretty good safety, although there must be a path to this red, but he's got to catch it mighty thin if he's trying to get back to the baulk end of the table. Played it well. Kiss on the green stopped it being a very good reply. Now Mark Davis with an opportunity here to try and get this cue ball in behind the green. Looks a good line. Just flicked the green, but good shot nevertheless.
Yeah, there's the scene. Packed house. As it is every session at the Crucible. John has just been giving Mark the run around the last few minutes of this frame. Yeah, and he's forced a mistake.
Yeah, he just got the feeling that John was going to win this safety exchange.
One.
So there's the proof of the pudding, if you like. 78% safety success for John Higgins, 68 for Mark. Pot success, well, that just shows you this match hasn't really reached the heights that you expect. For me, you've got to be 90% or above in these matches at this level. And that was a nice little flick.
6.
Black's out of commission. It'd be interesting to see where the pink goes. I mean, if it wouldn't go on its own spot, went on the black spot, that would be ideal for John.
7.
Wrong side of the blue, so he may be tempted to play the pink. As I say, if it doesn't go on his own spot, it goes on the black spot, that will suit him down to the ground. I don't think he played for the pink. I think he played for the blue. Now, where does the pink go? On the black spot.
30.
So a good positional shot off this red, and this is a very good chance.
Yeah, it's a natural though round the back of the red, so this is not too bad actually. As long as he gets the pot to be on the pink.
Thank you. 14.
These top players, this little cannon he's going to play in the red just above to the left of the pink. John obviously is one of them. He understands the importance of getting this right. Oh, he's played it lovely. That is absolutely perfect. It makes the next probably 3-4 red pinks almost a formality.
20.
Played that to the inch.
Yeah, sure. 21.
Yeah, he lost a tactical battle in this frame, did Mark. It's all about fractions. He tried to play a good safety, nearly got behind the green, but just flicked the green and it made all the difference. John got the upper hand, and of course, as we've said before, once he gets in and around the black spot area,
27.
He's a heavy scorer.
$28. 34. 35. 41.
Yeah, just a little shake of the head. He just flicked that red. If it had flicked it and left it straight, it'd have been nice, but he hadn't got the right angle, so he's going to have to go up for the blue. And that red just by the left-hand side cushion, he's just making it a little bit awkward. But he managed to play the deep screw and avoid that kiss. But of course, playing it like that, he's run too far, really, for the blue. The brown's not ideal. So he needs to recover the situation now. I'm not expecting to miss it, but it is missable. But played it nice and controlled the cue ball perfectly. So now back in prime position. $54. 55.
Yes, although it's not been vintage Higgins all morning, you can definitely see that there's a sharpness there developing. As I mentioned, he's been putting in the hours. He lost, you know, he fell out of love with the game by his own admission. Fell out of love with snooker just for a period of time, and you know, so disappointed to lose that close final last spring and here at the Crucible against Mark Williams. But there's nothing better than getting back on the bike and getting back to business. That's what he's been doing. As I say, you just sense that he's beginning to just go through the gears here in this match.
68.
Yep. At the snooker's required stage, and this red will just cement that position. No way back to the table 69. Now for Mark Davis, so 2-frame advantage coming up for John Higgins. Yeah, he's had his disappointments. Last 2 years, runner-up to Mark Selby, runner-up to
75.
Mark Williams. Both matches at some time you thought he was going to win. Had a good lead against Selby and lost it.
John Higgins, 75
that should be enough.
On the frame.
And a nod from Mark Davis confirms that. So John Higgins now 2 frames in front, 4-2.
It was 1-all, it was 2-all, but for the first time John Higgins has opened up a 2-frame advantage then in this match as frame 7 gets underway. 3 more to play then. The winner of this match, incidentally,
make sure your phones are turned off,
play
please.
the winner of Stuart Bingham and Graham Dott. Doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, 2 former winners of this great championship. Well, not the best safety shot from John, so here's a chance for Mark. Usually this is his strength, he's long potting, but he's just been a little bit off last couple of frames.
Yeah, and he's not potted a ball for 31 minutes now in this match. Oh, what a way to get back in amongst it. Beautiful shot. Shot of the match, actually. Fantastic piece of cueing. Love that sound as well, don't you? The leather hitting the ball hitting the back of the pocket. Now then. I see, that's a long time, actually, isn't it? You know, I don't know if he was in the practice room at the interval, but that's the first ball he's potted. If he wasn't in the practice room, first ball he's potted in probably the best part of an hour.
Four.
A little bit of a test of this. You'd like to play for position on the red that's just to the right of the black, but to get that, you just have to roll it in dead weight. And some people would rather punch a ball in rather than roll it. Delicate shot if he's playing for that red. He's played it, and he's played it beautifully. Good shot.
Yeah, if the opening red was good, that was almost its equal. That was a fantastic little shot.
12.
Took a steady nerve. So, decent chance now.
Settle for that. Playing it with pace.
90.
But he hit that one. You see what happens when you hit one full ball. The cue ball just stops dead. It's like hitting a brick wall, but it finished perfect.
20.
Good chance, this.
$27. 28.
Careless. He had the perfect angle on the red. No excuse for being straight on the blue. Okay, he doesn't have to do a lot to leave himself a red, but there's quite a bit of work to do with the cue ball. And there you see, straight. Shouldn't have been. So he's left himself this red, but
33.
Got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball.
34.
Yeah, he tried to get through the gap, and he knew if he hit it too hard, the cue ball would swing a bit wider. So, playing it delicately, he avoided the kiss on the second red, but didn't have enough pace to come off the top cushion and be nicely on the black.
Mark Davies, 34.
Yeah, go back to his chair disappointed, but that was a superb little nestle in behind the black there. There's no hiding place down this end, aside from the red nearest that side cushion. He has to nestle full ball on top of it. Yeah, well played. Difficulty with this shot. If he's playing the cross double, it's not easy to get enough pace in the red to get it across towards the left and back across. See, that's what he's played. Luckily he's got it thin enough. He won't actually mind the black going in, but it's a free ball, dear.
Mark Davies, 7.
That is the worst possible outcome. I'm just about to say, he wouldn't mind the black going in as long as the cue ball's in the open. So chance number 2 then for Mark Davies. Little bits of luck, as John said earlier before the interval. It swings around, doesn't it? You know, John had a little fluke earlier in the match that pretty much led to giving him the chance to win a frame, and the game just seems to have a memory, doesn't it? What it gives you in one hand, it takes away in the other. Oh, Mark, that's not a good shot, and he's fortunate this red's on below the black.
3.
Yeah, lucky not to going off. Well, he's just got a slight angle, but this needs good cueing. Running round off 2 cushions for the black in the opposite corner.
4.
Played it nicely, didn't overhit it. Knew it needed smooth cueing now. He'll be looking, those 2 reds, they're in between the pink and black. If he can just cannon the one immediately above the black, he'll be nicely on a red to the same pocket. Straightforward cannon, but needs to be hit correctly. That's the line he's looking for. Well, he decided that he could get on a red without playing the cannon.
11.
And with a 52-point lead, why take any risks? Still in perfect position. Red colour red is what's required.
20.
Yeah, so that tells us just this red then.
27. 28.
We're past the winning line. It just remains whether Mark Davis can go on to make a century, and there's just enough on the table.
36.
Possible 102 with all blacks, so Mark will know that. He'll like to give this packed Crucible audience another century, as John made one in frame 2, break of 100.
44.
Just caught the red 2-4, so he's going to need a good pot now if he's going to make that century.
Mark Davies, 51.
Yeah, John Higgins has had enough, so that nice break at 51 then puts paid to that frame, and Mark Davis closes back to just one frame behind again, and he trails 4-3. Frame 8 underway in this session of 9. Once again, poor break off from Mark. That's been a feature of him this morning. If you've been watching all the frames with us, he's left this red every time. John's knocked it in once, which was in frame 2, and he made 100 off it.
One.
You simply cannot leave these top players that type of opportunity. Hand on the table, red to go at. Yeah, the black spot might be covered, but it will still go below that red. Well, John shifted it. Obviously felt it would have been tied up. Now can you get the red to left middle? Apparently not, because you're looking at the thin snick to corner.
8. Nine.
Played for the red, I think that's
30.
just to the left of the pink. Just need a little bit more side. So having to play it with the rest. Digging in, trying to screw off the side cushion for the black in the same pocket. No. Just force him to be a little bit wide with it.
13.
This frame and one more in this first session. Someone's bound to have a lead. depends by how many. John Higgins will be hoping to push on and have a 3-frame advantage, but of course Mark can win the next 2. He could have a 1-frame advantage going into the second session tomorrow. So a lot to play for. One gave that lots of thought and in the end thought there was value. And there's value now.
Six.
Yeah, stunning long pot, and even there, John being clever. Just going to utilise the pink here. Gives him easy access to the next red. He doesn't miss a trick, this fella.
Thirty. 40.
Yeah, it doesn't like the blue. Straightish yellow, deep screw needed. But there's nothing obvious to play for, and I think that's why he's choosing the blue, and he's playing a little cannon, hoping to try and develop some reds. And he'll settle for that. That was a wonderful shot. Couldn't have hit the pink better. Full in the face. And he's got a couple of reds to go at. That's all you're looking for when you break them open. Just one red, just to keep you going. Obviously, the disadvantage he's got with the red to the left corner, he's going to be running into a second red, and he's not certain about position on the colour. The one to the right middle, hampered.
Yeah, it's awkward, this. And the more pace you inject into this, the tighter the pocket becomes. Played it beautifully.
20.
And deserves everything he gets, because I agree with John, that blew into the pack just to push these reds into play was a beautiful shot. Just trying to clear the pink spot just a fraction more again, get this red out the way.
25.
Not even really interested in black at present. Just pick them off around the in and around the pink spot.
26.
Pink will go to both corners when it respots. Being clever again. I was saying about not interested in the black. He thought, well, let's get rid of this red now, and it just might give me an option farther down the line. Saying about he doesn't miss a trick. That's another one there. He's just
33.
It's not so much. It's not a good shot. It's just the correct shot. That's all it is. See, it all depends which order you take the reds. Having taken that one, it just gives him more options. what these players are sometimes. They are the real great players of this game, the greedy so-and-sos. All right, having the pink in the open. He wanted the black as well. Already today. Bikes of 100, 61, 75. And it looks like for the second time
47.
in this match, Mark Davis isn't effectively going to take part in two of the frames. He's broken off, and John's did the rest.
48.
You simply can't overstate how important the break-off shot is. That's two frames, as I say. Mark's broke off, and he sat out the remainder of the frame.
So just this red to seal the deal.
55. $61. 62. $68. 69.
So it's John Higgins who's going to have that two-frame advantage. One more frame to be played in this session, and it's going to be a big one. Is John Higgins going to have a three-frame advantage going into the second session, or just
76.
one? Big difference.
$77. $83. 84. Thanks, John.
Oh, he'll be disappointed to miss the yellow.
John Higgins,
John Higgins just slipping nicely into gear there, and he re-establishes that two-frame gap. One to play in the session then. It's John Higgins with a 5-3 advantage.
And he looks to be in a spot of bother here. You'd think he could come round and nestle into the main bunch, but he's got to judge it right. He's got to really nestle into him, otherwise he could leave a red to the middle. It's a good enough line. But has he left something?
Touching ball.
Referee has called touching ball. Which means that the actual ball that the cue ball's touching can't move when playing this shot. But John thinks he can see enough of this red to pot it. first chance in a big frame. If he can win this, he'll have a 3-frame advantage.
Eight.
Yeah, they always say the great champions are superb at closing matches out. There's something else, a different dynamic at the Crucible, isn't there? There's a way to finish a session. You know, that it's important that you finish it positive to take overnight. You know, as I say, they come back tomorrow afternoon. It's something you know, finish the session strongly. You just, dinner tastes a wee bit better later.
14. $15.
You're taking that opportunity just to loosen the bunch. Always knew it'd be on this red.
23.
So big frame and a big chance.
Yeah, sorry, John. Even the split was clever, wasn't it? He just wanted to push 3 or 4 out because that's all he's going to need to win the frame at this visit. He's had to be cued nicely. Swing round the corner. Choice of 2 or 3 reds. He's had a kick, and quite a bad one. I think they've still got the red to the green pocket, one to right middle. That was a very heavy contact. You'll actually be quite pleased in a way that the cue ball got out as far as it did. Something you can't legislate for, obviously.
Yeah, and what makes it double annoying is that he's not got the perfect position on the red that he was looking for. So it's either red to the far right corner or red to the right middle. It's red to the right middle.
$31.
Played it nicely. So back in good position to clinch the frame at this visit. Deep screw, lots of left-hand side to widen the angle when the cue ball came off the cushion. Let's give him a choice of reds to go for.
Yeah, the other table obviously just finishing a frame, so just a few murmurs going on from the other side, but John doing well here, retaining his concentration. That there is a 2-ball plant there if he wishes to play it.
46.
Just set to the top jaw. Yeah, I think you'll fancy it. The fact that it's set to the top jaw actually helps in terms of getting on the black. Sometimes the key to these plants, don't overhit them, just stroke it nicely. You know, the harder you hit it, the more inclined it is to go offline. Good shot.
47.
It's again the feature of John in this break has been how smooth he's been. It's all right being a great player, a great potter, a great whatever, but as much as it's a frame of snooker out there, it's a frame of mind, as I always say. And John just looking to put the finishing touches then to a good session. Bear in mind he was 1-0 behind. 6-3 would be, well, he'd be feeling top of the shop.
55.
Yeah, it has been a good session, and it's been played in pretty quick time. There's the opening red. I mean, Mark Davis must be wondering, how did he leave that? But it just shows you when there's a few loose reds come round, nestle into the cluster. I think he was more worried about leaving one to the middle. That's why he went into them deep and left one to the corner. John played the cannon. It's not worked out well. I think that's end of break.
Well, you see about John Higgins, he almost never plays the wrong shot. I'm sorry, but that was never in a million years was that the correct shot to play. If he plays on a loose red, he's guaranteed on it. 62 in front, red colour red, and he'd have been home. The way the reds are, that 62 isn't worth nearly as much as it sounds. Oh, did he play that?
53. Well, I don't think so. Because it one red onto another and it went in off another red. Just watch. There's no way you could have envisaged this.
Yeah, he certainly didn't play that. It was difficult to see in real time, wasn't it, actually? Yeah, so reneging on the brown tells us he'd like to try and park the green on the side cushion below the middle pocket, but the red that's near it is just obstructing that line that he wants to play. I think he's still got to play it, you know. The green just past the left edge of that red by the middle. He's now looking at taking on the brown. But at least if you play the green and you catch the red, you might push the red safe. I think that's where the value is in this occasion. Thinking time, a minute and a half.
Yeah, and obviously, as we've said a few times in this frame, he realises the importance of this. He'd love to have a 3-frame advantage going into that second session tomorrow. So he doesn't want to take any liberties.
Yeah, he's come up with something.
John Higgins.
That is a good shot.
63.
Yeah, it was worth the wait. All right, he's left a speculative long red for Mark Davis, but obviously doesn't fancy it. Perhaps it's not the right angle. And John Higgins then holding all the aces in this crucial final frame of the session.
We always say with that type of shot, if you're going to miss some air on the side of it and it's too thin. Pretty good safety. Let's put a little bit of pressure this on John. 63 points the lead. He's only looking for one more red in the colour, but first objective here, try and get this safe. Well, he got back to the balk end. And it's in such a position, this, Mark Davis may be forced into taking this red that's on the left-hand side of the table. The reason I say that, I don't see an easy safety.
Yeah, last chance saloon, you feel. In this frame, and he's left one for John.
Yeah, forced into that. As I say, there wasn't a safety shot on, and it was a must-get pot, because now he's left it for John Higgins, who's just looking for red and a pink. Well, that is a surprise. Frame ball.
Isn't it funny in this game, even for players of that standard, when you're asked to just simply pot one, it's actually more difficult. If he plays it and screws back for the blue, it's more of a natural way of playing the shot. He'd probably knock it in every time. Now, I'm saying last chance saloon for Mark Davis. The doors have been just left ajar again. John's been fortunate not to leave anything. The thing about this little situation as well, I'm pretty sure Mark Davis missed that long red. His mind would have been back in the dressing room thinking it's 6-3. He's still out there and he's still got a chance. That makes him a very dangerous person. Can he find a good long red from somewhere?
Well, once again, risky pot to take on, but this time it doesn't appear as though he's left John Higgins anything easy. And if you're playing that red and you're going to kiss the black, you may as well have erred on the side of hitting it too thin. Avoid the cannon at all costs. But as I say, he's not left anything.
Yeah, and with the brown being in the open now, this is just looking that bit more interesting. Yeah, John's sitting there, he's worried about Mark Davis taking on this red to right corner, because if it goes in, they're all there. I mean, I know it's a probably 1 in 10, 1 in 20. Now, this time that will be the end.
Yes, it was another long pot that he needed to get, but it wasn't easy. And now John Higgins looks certain to end this first session with a 3-frame advantage. It's been good stuff, entertaining. Just over 14.5 minutes average frame time. So they've not hung around. And there you see it. Snooker required, but if this red goes in, which you guarantee it will,
9.
and the colour to follow, no way back to the table for Mark Davis. If he can take anything out of this first session, and have a look at that break off, brush it up a bit. It's cost him 2 frames.
14.
Extension in his hand. He's not a relay runner. He's ready to
15.
go back to the dressing room.
Yeah, I think if there was a mid-match report card for John Higgins, it would say perfectly satisfactory. Can improve in certain departments, but he'll be quite satisfied with this. Good performance, good result.
Yeah, and against a
27.
player who's become a bit of a bogey player for him. You know, they played 12 times.
28.
Mark Davis, head-to-head, is 7-5 in front. Not many have that record against John Higgins. So, even though, you know, what's happened before you don't think about, but John Higgins will have known that Mark Davis is a dangerous opponent, and particularly for him.
Next one. 36.
So really just a lap of honour now in this last frame of this session.
Just something else John's had in this session, I think, is a keenness. He's looked up for the job. That's important, as I say, falling out of love with snooker in general, just for a few months around Christmas time, just pre-Christmas, that kind of time. But he's got his mojo back.
48.
Yeah, and we've seen this, well, every year we come back here. This first round, even though they're best of 19, there's still a lot of pressure on the seed.
52.
It's like they're on a hiding to nothing. Saw it yesterday with Mark Williams, who looked to be going through comfortably, then he stuttered a bit. They're all waiting to get to that second round where it's best of 25, 3 sessions, where you can play yourself into a match. He knows how to do this, having won the championship 4 times. Not bothered about the black. Shakes Mark Davis's hand. Mark Davis will be a little bit disappointed, be 3 behind, but John Higgins will be delighted. He wins the session, 6-3.
So John Higgins is in the driving seat going into the second session. We'll be back later on this morning at 10 a.m. on BBC Two to bring you some more first round action. From all of us here at the Crucible, it's goodbye.
I think it's one of the most beautiful trophies that I've ever seen. Definitely that I've ever had my hands on. You dream about it as a kid, like to maybe one day lift it. When you do, it's like all your birthdays and dreams come true. And we were coming under a bridge, and I thought, Jenny, the bridge was getting closer and closer. I thought, I just about pulled it down. I thought I was nearly going to knock it off. I was going to fall off the bus, like, you know.